I'm keeping a watch here as well. Yeah, it's like okay. Hello, everyone. This is Pranav here. I'm a faculty of photography in Hamstech, in the Hamstech Institute. Today, I'm going to introduce you. I'm going to introduce. Okay, am I audible? Okay, so today we are going to look at why Hamstech is the choice that you should go after. Why are we the most sought institute in the industry right now? Okay, so let's start. Let me begin with introducing to you about the Hamstech, a bit about our background and how we started, and all about our vision and perspective when it comes to the creative education. So Hamstech has been offering exemplary education, creative education, if I may, since the past 27 years. Okay, so this has started. We started with the fashion design and the interior design training in 1992 in Hyderabad. We were the first one to, you know, start and to envision the culture of the creative youngsters to join the course of which is which is highly centric on the industrial training. We are the professional grade skills. We make sure that you achieve the professional grade skills, as well as our faculties, whoever we are, as well as our faculties here, they are highly trained and much more experienced than anyone else in the industry right now. So this college has helped over 25,000 students till date to chart their course into their promising careers in the non-conventional and the creative field. Bit more about our background. The existence of this institute, it has been 28 years plus. We have 30,000 plus alumni, 7 centers across the Hyderabad city. We have 4 major celebrity mentors, and the H label show and sale is one of our highlights. If you want to see more about about our H labels and design, you can go ahead and check out our e-commerce portal for the students designers, that is the hlabel.com. So let's talk about photography. Why photography? When we talk about photos or images, major most of us end up thinking that we should learn photography through all the mediums that is possible. Let's just say internet, through our friend. But there is a fine line. Sorry, there's a fine line which will differentiate between a professional photographer and a person who just clicks images for just a hobby. So why photography? In a nutshell, it will help you in the way of creative thinking. Everywhere you look, photos are available to you in an instance. Instagram, Pinterest, billboards, magazine, computer, laptops, everywhere all you see is images. On an average, a human being in a day-to-day life, we consume more than 90% content through imagery methods, right? So if we are able to tap into that creative sense of ourself, that would be a huge advantage to you in a professional life as well as in the personal space. As I was saying, photography has become a part of our daily life. How? Everywhere you go, billboards or e-commerce sites, applications, photos are there. They exist throughout the spectrum of our day-to-day life and our activities as well. Photographs help us to sell something. It helps us to convey an idea, an ideology, or a method of action, or the reason of why a particular brand or a person, or let's just say a thing exists, right? It conveys more than just a image and color palette. It conveys the action, conveys the method, it conveys the resolve behind it. Photograph has also become part of our personal lives. It can be a pre-wedding shoot, it can be a fashion shoot, it can be maybe a daily dose of your magazine, your favorite magazine. Sorry about that. It can be a daily dose of your favorite magazine, or maybe your, you know, Instagram influencer of your choice is been uploading content every day. Even in medical, even in medical history or medical field, photography has been playing an important role since the inception of 2020, of since the inception of 20th century. uh, Including that, not only that, the landscape photographers, the black and white photographers, the people who actually didn't consider themselves professional people, they have been exploring photography throughout the spectrum, just to understand the nature a bit, just to understand how well they can connect with the whole scenario of world altogether. When we talk about history, when we talk about museum architectures or architects, whenever we talk about maybe historic moments, the photographs is the one that pops up the most. Why? Because that's how our brain is, you know, built to remember information. We remember information much more vaguely and properly through images. So, thus, I conclude the whole theory that I was trying to tell you, that photographs have actually become the part of our day-to-day life. Now, this is the major point: social media, information, news, newspapers, television. Whoever you are, wherever you are from, whatever circumstances you might had or might have in future, these things will always remain constant. That is social media platform or social platforms. If your art, or if you yourself have been appreciated or being posted or printed, if your art has been posted or printed or appreciated on any one of these platforms, your career as a photographer or you as a person will boom up very rapidly and very positively. This has also impacted our day-to-day life, how every day we consume lot of images, lot of information, lot of videos, right? Hence, again, as I was saying, it has become already a major part of our life. So why not actually convert this major part of our life into a career based or career oriented spectrum of our life? Now, as I was explaining, careers, right? So what do we as an institute, as a creative institute, offer you guys? We offer you various, we are spread across the board in terms of amount of time that you want to or you wish to spend on this project or on this uh, platform of photography. So we have designed three different kinds of uh, courses for you. The first and foremost, which is our favorite and which we would suggest you to opt for, is BA Honors Photography and Digital Imaging. For this, obviously, you should be you should have passed 12th or plus 2, in other words. In addition to that, you should have the urge of making your career in the photography field in a long term basis. You should be dedicated towards this course. So this course is of 3 years, which will have 6 different semesters, which will divided, you know, much more in detail, which I'll explain you right now. So totally we have 132 credits in total, 22 credits per semester. So as you can see on the screen, I will go ahead and explain you much more in much more detail in coming slides. But for now, I'll just give you an overview. Semester 1, we start with English, then history and fundamentals of study of art, history of photography, fundamentals of photography, and then let's come to semester 2. English. Semester 2 will have English, the second part of it, equipments and handling and processing, principle of lighting, basics of post production. Now, as I was saying, semester 1 is the basic, semester 2 you can consider it as a second stepping stone for you. Everything will be in a much deeper way. You will be we will explain you how lighting plays the role, what are the principles, how to handle n number of equipments, because wherever you go in the world, the concept is same, but the technology will change. We make sure that you understand all sorts of technologies. We make sure that you understand and are able to handle anything which is thrown at you in your practical career. Then let's come to year 2. Now semester 3, in the year 2, we dive into specialization. What does that actually mean? We make sure you understand how to shoot portraiture or people, photojournalism, architect and spaces, food and beverages, which is in semester 4, product and advertisement, fashion, photography as well. Then towards the end of your course, year 3, semester 5, we teach you two of the most explored and very respected field of photography, that is nature and travel. And then we come to specialization and portfolio making, where you will be guided, you will be given a right path, right view towards how to build your perfect portfolio, so that once you step out of the college, once you step out of our institute, you will be hired right out of the gate. Semester 5, internship. Once you are done with your portfolio and all the basics and specialization, everything, your internship will carry 8 credits: thesis making and final exhibition, which I'll come to you in the next coming slides. So let's dive into much more deeper knowledge about what we are offering in every year and every semester. The first year is will have total credits of 22. First is English. Now, as you know, photography or any kind of art will have one thing in common, that is communication. Now, communication skill, throughout the world we have one language that is workable throughout the world, that is English. We make sure that your English is fluent enough. We also make sure that you are capable to talk, communicate your ideas, you are consistent and you're persistent to pursue your clients. Then history of photography. In order to excel in a certain field, in order to excel in a certain art form, you need to make sure that your history is clear. Why? Because you need to understand where you came from, how the photography, how the art culture came into existence. Then history and fundamentals of study of art. Now, when we talk about art, we don't only mean painters like or creators like Da Vinci. We also mean someone like Dali, or people who were into, you know, the art which we formed into Harappa ruins, the wall paintings, the painting with different colors which was extracted from the nature. The history and the fundamentals of art. Why was art created? The art. Okay, let me give you a bit. Peek behind the curtains here. The reason why the imagery or the artistic world was created was to communicate, because it was easier for us humans to understand each other through imagery or through artistic expressions. So we explore all of these things in our this sem, the first sem. Then the fundamentals of photography. Now, you must have seen it many times that maybe you are clicking a photo and you thought that everything is perfect, but something went wrong. That is the light. Maybe the sky is too bright. Maybe the person whom you're shooting does not have details. Maybe you miss the focus, or maybe you cannot get the blurred background that we all see on Instagram. Maybe something like your photo was great, but the moment you edited it, it went completely haywire and you don't understand what went wrong. Fundamentals of photography is where we tackle all these questions. How to get a proper lighting, what are the details of camera, what does a camera do, what are the functions, what is the every button do, what kind of camera you should buy, what kind of lenses you should buy. So we dive into all these things when it comes to fundamentals of photography. Then fundamentals of photography, analog, film and photography, and developing. Nowadays, because of the digital age, we have been forgetting how analog cameras used to work, how the developing of a film takes place, right? It has been very easy for us to just snap a picture and then look at the LCD screen and then retake the image. But for our students to understand how important it is, how important every shutter is, how important or how creative and amazing the processing of developing a film was back in the days, we have made sure to give you a trip back to the history. We are going to explain you how the developing works. We are going to explain you where the word something like exposure came into existence. You know, what does ISO means? All of these things, when you study and understand how a film is developed or how the analog world works, it will be much more clear to you. You'll be the master of, you'll actually be, you'll have enough knowledge to call yourself a master of history of photography for sure. Aesthetics. Now, aesthetics is one of the most uh, underrated and lacking in understanding kind of scenario when it comes to artistic world. Anyone who's starting, anyone who's just passed out 12th or plus 2, they have a pre-required knowledge about how things look, because the way we grow, the way we read, the way we look at the images, we already have few ideas implanted in our heads. What we do here is we give those ideas a proper shape. We tell you guys how it is done and why it is done. We make sure our student understand ki why do we write from, why do we, when we start writing, why do we start writing from the left side and not from the right side? Things like these. How to place your element into the whole frame, how to make sure your subject is looking beautiful, how to make sure when a viewer is looking at your image, he is convinced that you are an amazing photographer or you are a professional photographer compared to others. Now, first year, semester second, total credits for this semester is 22. English. Now, in this, the first course in English that we learned was about the basics, bit about grammar, you know, all those things that we should know how to use sentences and how to use punctuations. But when we come to the second course of, or the second semester of the first year, it all comes down to utilization of your knowledge. You have learned, for example, if you have learned ABCD, okay, if you have learned how to use comma, question mark, exclamation marks, and all those things, in the second sem of English, we are going to teach you how to form perfect sentences, how to be fluent, how to be influential, how to convey your idea, how to make sure that your client or your colleagues or faculties or anyone gets what you're saying. So the idea is, where if we drop you anywhere in India or anywhere in the world, you will be able to communicate very easily, very fluently, and if you are confident enough, you can bag n number of clients. Second part, which has credit 4, which has 4 credits, is equipment handling and processing. Now, what does it mean? What does actually equipment handling means? As a beginner or as an amateur photographer, all we know are two things. The first one is the camera, obviously, camera with lenses. Second is the light. Now, light is not only one thing, right? There are n number of variations of lights. We have Elinchrome, Godox, Profoto. Even in that, we have FRX 200, 400, 8600, 8400. What does these all things means? Then we have modifiers, n number of modifiers, right? From Magnum modifier to Beauty Dish, Snoot. We have diffusion material. We also have extensions of modifiers like honeycomb grid, barn doors. So how to handle these equipments, how these equipments change and manipulate light, how can you make sure that these light or the kind of light that you're looking for, the kind of image you're looking for, is coming out perfect. We make sure that you understand how to handle these things. What are these things, when to use what, how to manipulate light coming out of this source, what kind of lighting equipments you might encounter in future. And processing, obviously, if I just introduce you to the lights, okay, this is the light, this is the equipment, that's all. No, we are going to teach you how you can handle it, how can you use it, how do you need to process, and how do you need to grow with your technology as well. What does every setting of that equipment means? That's what we're going to teach you in detail till the core of it. Principle of light. Now, if you Google principle of lights, you can see the image on the left hand side. This is what you're gonna get. The first image that's gonna pop up is something like this: cast shadow, shadow side, core, specular or incident light, highlighted side. All these things you will understand. You will get it on Google for sure. But how to use it to your advantage? When to use it? How can you make sure that you can use these elements and make your image better? That is what's gonna make the whole difference. An amateur photographer an amateur photographer will know that there are shadows, there are highlights, and there are midtones in the image. But a professional photographer will know there is more to that. There is something called burning out, there is something called blacks, there is something called grayscale, there is something called fall of light, inverse square law. All of this knowledge is going to given to you. It's going to drill We are going to make sure that it's drilled into you so deeply that the moment you take on the camera and set up the light, your images come out to be amazing, as amazing that as you expect yourself to be. Then, basics of post production. Post production right now in today's world and in coming decade is going to be booming up a lot. The basics we're going to teach you. What is it and how it is done? Various softwares, right from the Adobe, Photoshop, Lightroom, Camera Raw. We will make sure the basics are so clear to you that once you start editing the image, you will end up getting something that you really liked, that you were looking forward to it. The color palette, the color theme, aesthetics, cropping, correction, how to adjust exposure, contrast, what exactly is the difference between saturation and vibrance. All these things are going to explain to you in the basic of post production. Now, let's come to the second year. That is semester third. Total credits is 22. As I was saying, people and portraiture. People and portraiture, for me, I love this genre of photography because it gives me access to amazing souls, amazing people with amazing talent. It makes me travel the world. People are going to ask me to shoot them. When you come to our college, you will find so many people who are interesting, who are creative, and you just want to understand them. And when you understand them, you will tell yourself, how can I shoot him? How can I shoot a person who is into fine art painting? What can I make? Like if you're able to shoot a portraiture and your subject loves it and he can print it and hang it on his wall in his home, you're a successful portrait photographer, and we make sure that you become that. Photojournalism, one of the most powerful social medium to convey ideas, to convey the struggle, convey the story of people throughout the world. Okay, let me tell you one interesting story. So one of my very dear friends, he went to Jammu Kashmir when there was going, Kashmir Pandits when they were suffering. He took images after images. He was beaten by police and militants, and he came back to Bombay and he printed all of those things, and a magazine picked him up from there. The story was told so widely throughout the world that the militants were forced to implement laws within themselves not to do physical harm. So images are powerful, and photojournalism or photojournalists have that power. We tell you how to connect. We teach you. We convey the message to you that how to connect with people wherever you go, whichever state you go, whichever country you go. Because empathy is the key. The moment you are able to empathize with, let's just say, n number of people from certain state, you will be a good photojournalist. Including that, we also teach you aesthetics of it. We also make sure that you keep on shooting good images in actions, motions, color, contrast, framing, so that the idea of or the story of that area or that incident is conveyed pretty fairly. Architecture and space. Now, when we talk about architecture, obviously we think of amazing buildings, amazing space, the details, the light falling on, let's just say, Charminar or on Jodhpur Palace or Mysore Palace, something which triggers your memory or triggers the sense of wowness, like wow, this place is so amazing. Architect play plays a huge role in creating that architectural space, but photographers plays a amazing role to portray it in the best way possible. If you are going to shoot, suppose let's just say, seven tombs here in Hyderabad, and if your images are amazing, anyone in the world will get influenced by your image and might choose to come to Hyderabad just to visit that place, just to appreciate the beauty of it. So, how to manage and how to shoot, how to place your camera, how to use the perspective, how to use lines, diagonal lines, leading lines to shoot the space as an architect around you is what comes under this. Sorry about that. Okay, second year, fourth semester, total credits is 22. Food and beverages, one of the booming industry in today's world, today's market, because we have food bloggers, we have amazing restaurants who are understanding how important it is that our food tastes good and also looks good on the images. Because nowadays when we go on Zomato, we look at the images before we read the dish name. You go on Swiggy, you look at the image first. Oh, this looks tasty. What is it? What's the name of it? So aesthetics of food photography, the tricks, the tips, how to keep your food, the placement, how to create your own backdrops, how to place elements into, how to use artificial light and make it look as if it's a natural light. Which light to use, hard light or soft light, sunlight or artificial or double diffuser light. Sorry, double diffuse light. Everything is going to be taught to you in this segment, which is food and beverages. Product and advertisement. Every product or every ad that you see which is being printed on billboards or magazine or newspaper, it has a certain clarity to it. You get the idea, you get the concept behind it. The lighting is perfect, the colors are mixing well, the brand name is very fairly visible, the brand identity is visible. You can see what the brand stands for, what the product stands for, what is the ad about, right? So how to achieve spectacular images, that is another aspect of product and advertising. That is what we make sure that it is conveyed to you. If taught, we'll teach you about it, we'll make sure that you shoot it, we'll make sure that you keep on shooting till you get the perfect output. Fashion and lifestyle, one of the most sought out subfield of photographer, right? So fashion and lifestyle, in a nutshell, I'll tell you, it's not about people, it's about whatever they wear, whatever accessories or outfits, or it's about n number of different things, but it is not about a person, it's not about a human being. It's about accessories or outfits, all the wearable things a human being can have. That's what it is about. Fashion and lifestyle goes hand in hand. Getting a short career into this subgenre of photography is what we encourage our students to do, because this will give you a clear direction towards a certain perspective. We'll teach you how to talk with models, how to approach models or designers or stylists. We will give you opportunities to collaborate within our institute itself. There will be a lot of people around you who would share their knowledge and experience with you. Shooting fashion on male or female, what kind of lights to be used on a certain, you know a textured outfit. If I'm wearing a sweater, what kind of light should I use? If I'm wearing a silk sari, what kind of light should I use? Should I go for translucent outfit or not? Is my story strong enough to make sure my outfit is doing justice? All this small stuff is going to be taught to you. Nature and travel. Nature and travel by far is widely appreciated and accepted field of photography, and again it will require a lot of patience, right? It requires a lot of patience to get one shot of a tiger, or let's just say a rattlesnake or a greenhorn frog. You know, you need some time, you need to study, you need patience. Now, as an institute, what we do, we make sure that you have these qualities. We make sure that you understand the nature, how it reacts to your presence in their territory. For example, if you jump into territory of, let's just say, snakes, snakes are gonna hide themselves. Either they will attack you or they will hide themselves. How to make sure you do not disturb them and you get the perfect shot? How to blend into an environment? What kind of light, natural light or artificial light, what kind of light are you going to use? It's not only about wildlife, it's also about landscapes, it's also about macros, it's also going to be about the details and textures of the nature, right from the beetle or the leaf till the major animals like elephant, rhinos. We will make sure that you understand how can you perfectly capture all these magnificent, you know beasts, animal, and plants, and flora and fauna. Now, our final year with the semester 5. Total credits 22. Specialization and portfolio. You have explored all the genres, subgenres of photography: portraiture, fashion, advertisement, food, products, architecture, nature, and travel. Now, specialization is the part where you spend your time in building portfolio. Out of that, you spend your time in learning one or two or few specific, according to your choice, specific genres of photography. You shoot according to those genres for your portfolio. For example, if I want to make my portfolio majorly into fashion, I'll spend more time with my faculties to pursue fashion photography as my portfolio and as my career. You will get proper guidance, you will get proper direction, right contacts, and amazing equipments and floors. Sorry again. So, as I was saying, in this, you will get proper guidance, right contacts, right direction given to you by your dear faculties. Thesis making. This is where your knowledge will come into test. How well do you know your genre? How research have you done? And you have to make thesis on your specialized or your portfolio or one given topic to you. Internship. Now, all of us know that why internships are important, right? We get experience, we get to meet new people, we get to see and understand the industry, how it is working, and what are the things. We get to increase our skills, we get to learn, we get to have our experiences, and we get in touch with our mentors. Major part is our mentors, because they are the one who are going to guide you or shape you into a proper professional being. When, like, they're going to teach you how to behave in front of clients, in front of how to negotiate, how to make sure that you don't make a fool out of yourself, how to make sure that people take you seriously. That is why internships are important, and we make sure that you get those. We give you those, we guide you through the whole channel of getting interns or getting yourself intern in some company or under some photographer. Final exhibition. Now, this is the moment of pride for all of you guys. All 3 years you have spent into studying and practicing and sacrificing your sleep and comfort, going against your social norms, against your, all your friends and technical family members, rebelling against them. This exhibition is going to give you the fruit of all your hard work. Your best photographs will be printed and exhibited in this final exhibition. People from across the various states, globes are going to come and look at your work. They're going to see and they're going to recognize you. And if your work is good enough, you might get an offer that you it's going to be hard to refuse for you, right? So final exhibition is a point where you as a photographer have become a professional. You are a creative professional by that time. And this will have 7 credits. Now, after the third year, 3 years course, okay, we have 1 year diploma. So for whom is this 1 year diploma? Let's just say you don't want to spend 3 years, or maybe you just want to test the waters. You want to see how the world of photography actually is. And you might think of pursuing photography in coming future after you have passed your plus 2 or 12th. This is for you guys. Maybe you have 1 year free after 10th. This is for all of you. I'm really sorry for my cough. It's been very cold days in Hyderabad for me, so that's why I'm coughing, and I have a bit of cold myself. So coming back to 1 year's diploma course, right? In this we have 3 days a week, 3 hours per day. This is our go-to, you know, uh, go-to teaching methodology for our 1 year students. 3 days a week, 3 hours per day. 1 year diploma. What will it will have? History and camera basics. Basics of photography 1, BP2, as we call it. We'll have a bit of history, which will not be as extensive as in 3 years course, but we will teach you the important history, the important elements of it. We'll teach you the basics of camera, how to handle a cam, how to uh, put the lens on, how to remove it, how to use a tripod, how to what every elements of cameras mean. Then we have BP2, lighting and its importance. BP2 or basics of photography 2 will be the most important segment of 1 year diploma course. Why? Because here is where you will learn how to manipulate light, how to understand the light, natural as well as artificial. Then we have your visualization, where we train your mind to visualize, one aspect of image. Let's just say, it must have happened with you a lot of times where you imagine, yeah, I want to shoot an image like this. But when you shoot and when you end up editing in your phone, you understand I was expecting something else and it came out to be something else. Visualization is what this is where it's going to help you. You're going to visualize an image, and we will train you to come up with the same quality of image, given that you have the right equipments, obviously. Now, post production. When you talk about post production, it's gonna have the basics, right from how the Photoshop looks, how to operate Photoshop, how to operate camera raw filter, very basics of post processing. Then we jump into nature photography. As I have explained you, that nature is really appreciated and well sought field of photography. So we are going to take you to site visits. We are going to tell you elements of it, panorama, vertical panorama, HDR image, how to create it in the camera and physically and manually as well. All those things will be there. Architecture photography, shooting spaces, right? What are the elements that an architect or an interior designer looks at? What does he want in his image? How to shoot it according to yourself or according to your creative perspective. The basics of the whole architectural photography. Advertising is all about advertisement. It can be a print, it can be a motion as well. We will give you the in-depth detail about how to shoot advertisement photograph. It can be about a product, a food. You will be able to shoot for a restaurant as well as for, let's just say, a big brand as well. Fashion for photography is, as I explained you, it's all about the wearable things, the accessories. different kind of lights for different kind of outfits, different textures, how to set up the light for e-commerce shoot, how to set up the light for the dramatic shoot, how to create different kind of moods from different kind of lighting setups, how to shoot with single light, two lights, three lights, four lights. Then we have portrait photography, how to capture a soul of a person. That is what we teach you, how to make sure the person is giving you the true self of himself. Then we have specialization, where you choose one topic and we guide you throughout that topic to build your portfolio. Now, when you talk about portfolio and specialization, you there are guidelines that you will have to follow, obviously, because any portfolio if it does not have a right direction, it will be very difficult for you to bag a client. So specialization will be introduced to you with specific guidelines and specific guidance from your faculties, from your respective faculties of that batch or from that particular subject. Then we have something called certificate course in photography, which is for 3 months. For this, the requirement is that you should have passed 10th standard, just like the one year course. This is much more shorter course. The advantage of this course is in the short duration you will get enough knowledge to be able to use your camera well enough to get your hobby going. You can shoot good images of your friends, family members, of yourself, of you can also get few clients who are okay with your photos as well. In this 3 months course is 3 days a week, 2 hours per day. The timing is fixed, that is 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. In this is what our syllabus is. We teach you basics of photography and visualization. We teach you basics of photography too, that is lighting. We teach you basics of post production. Then we have fashion and lifestyle photography, where we will touch how to shoot, what are the differences, what are the genres, how to make the best out of minimal budget, and all those things. Then we have portrait and people photography, where we tell you how to use different kind of angles, different kind of lifestyles, different kind of lighting techniques, all those things. Then we have something called online course in photography, which is 3 months and 1 year. 3 days a week, 2 classes a week online, and 1 class week contact class. Okay, so theory is given to you on the online classes. We will explain you the theoretical knowledge, will also explain you the basics, the fundamentals of every concept. We'll explain the concept on through online platform. And 1 week a day you will have to come to the college for the contact class and practice on whatever you've been taught. So every week what's going to happen, you're going to learn, practice, learn, implement, learn, implement. So this is the methodology that will be perfect for those who don't have much time on their hand to actually visit a college all 3 or 4 days a week, where you guys might have office, or you guys might have pre-committed things like maybe house, all those things, home chores and all those things. This is the perfect course for those kind of people. Now, career opportunities, right? Now, photographers, the moment, I am pretty sure the moment you tell your family members or you tell your friends that you're going to pursue photography, there will be couple of reactions which are not pleasant. One of the questions that they will ask you, what will you do? What will be your career? How much will you earn? How can you sustain into this field? Right? The first and foremost is e-commerce photographer. E-commerce photographers will have day-to-day job 9 to 6. You will be earning anywhere between 25 to 45,000, depending on how good your portfolio is, or how creative you are. Commercial photographers, advertising photographers, which are hired by brands directly in the freelancer or as a in-house for photographers altogether. Fashion photographers, they can also get hired as a freelancer or as a in-house photographer for a particular brand. Portrait photographers, event photographers, and photojournalists, wedding photographers, all these all these subgenres of photographers, you can get hired as again a freelancer or as a full-time employee in an amazing firm. Portrait photographers, we have amazing firms for a portrait photographers. It can come from a wedding firm or else or a advertising firm as well. Event and wedding, all of we have established wedding photography firms which are highly paying to new talents. They are looking for people who are creative, who are hungry to grow and learn. We have newspapers and news agencies who are ready to hire photojournalists. Food photographers, travel, fine art, magazines, big five-star restaurants, resorts. They want photographers to shoot their architectures. There are travel agencies who want photographers to shoot the travel package that they are offering, the locations where they are going. Freelance photographers, which is the most go-to place for most of the photographers after they have passed out, where you guys can have your own time to do your own stuff apart from photography, and you can also work as a photographer freelance basis. Now, the main question that all of you might think, okay, I can get this anywhere, right? I can get this kind of knowledge anywhere. I can get it on YouTube, I can get it on n number of other institute. But why Hamstech? Why Hamstech? Mentorship under celebrity photographer Avinash Gawarikar sir. This person by far is one of the most creative, sought out, and appreciated portrait photographer in Bollywood industry. He has shot amazing movie posters. He works with right from Sanjay Leela Bansali or Salman Khan, Amir Khan to Telugu actors as well, right from the Allu Arjun se leke sab log. He works with everyone. He is one of the most respected, and people actually he is booked for years and years. But our institute, our beloved HOD has made sure that this amazing celebrity photographer comes to our college to guide our students. He mentors you guys. He will mentor you. He'll tell you how to do things, how to not do things. He'll answer n number of your questions. He's amazing person and he's really patient with you. He'll give you practical knowledge and he will shoot with you. He'll give you assignments to shoot, and you will have to shoot and come back and show it to him. He'll give you feedback on them. We have different kinds of guest lecturers who are going to tell you, right from people who have worked with National Nat Geo, from the people who have done their local exhibitions, people who are from Indian Photography Festival, IPF. They are going to come and they're going to explain you, and they're going to treat you as if you are already a professional photographer. They are not going to look at your student who don't have knowledge, but they're going to treat you as a professional photographer, giving you the best knowledge to help you. The only goal of these lecturers is one thing: to help the young artists or young photographers come up on the food chain, because you guys are going to dictate the future of the photography world. Then another reason, we have the largest and most equipped studio floor in India. I'm not talking only about Hyderabad or Telangana, I'm talking about India. The quality, the quantity, the type of equipments or the type of floor plan you will see here, you will not be able to see anywhere. I guarantee you that. Why can I say so confidently? Because the images that our students have created till now, the alumni, whoever they are, we have the testimony saying the same thing. Latest technology, right from MacBooks or Chromes, Z6, Z7, Nikon D850 type of lenses, macro, tele, wide angle. We have everything with the largest floor plan in India. Now, everything is none of the use if you don't have practical experience. Do we only show you how to shoot? No, we show you how to shoot, we give you knowledge, and then we hand it over to you. We give it to you. We give you the equipments, we tell you, you shoot however you want. We make sure that we are there, present with you, guiding you. Every student of our college, of our photography department will shoot. Not once a day, sorry, not once a year, not twice a year, every day. Every time you have a class, you will have the experience of shooting, how it feels to actually hold the camera and shoot the perfect shot of a product or a perfect shot of a portrait. That experience is what we're going to give you. We're going to teach you product, food, sorry about that. We're going to teach you how to shoot product, food, portrait, different kinds of equipments, horseshoe, horseshoe table, C stands, how to use them, how to give top light, bottom light. We will teach you once and we will give it to you. We'll hand over the whole setup to you, and you are the one who are going to create amazing images. Site visits and educational trips. Now, what does this actually mean? Are we only like, do we actually just go ahead and shoot and come back? No. We go to a certain place, we stay there for a day or a two, we eat nice, we have local trips even in Hyderabad, and then we have national trips, that is outside the Hyderabad. Local trips are one day trip. We go there, we explore the place, we have nice our college session where we eat lunch together, where all the faculties and photography students, we sit in the nature outside and we teach them, and you guys explore, you guys shoot. There is no hindrance to your creativity, can run wild. And then we come back. Similarly, we have national trips where we go for more than a day, for 2 days, or for 2 nights, where we book a bus, amazing trip. We have nice place to stay, nice lunch, food, breakfast, and then we have lights with us. We have our amazing team with us, amazing team of faculties and students who are helpful and always enthusiastic to explore and shoot as many good images as they can. International education trips. Now, this is one of the things that you will hardly find anywhere else. We take our students to Dudley, to UK. We make sure that you mingle. This is a students program where we Dudley in the Institute of Dudley, we enroll you for a month, for a week or two, and then you study there, you understand their culture, you get to meet people, you get to shoot. It's very interactive, it's very amazing. You are also offered a certificate from a mayor of Dudley, right? The equipments there are top notch. You, as I told you before, you will be given full exposure to the world, not only Hyderabad, also the national trips, also the international trips. You will know how to tackle anything and everything. Okay. Now, after that, we have Pixel Perfect annual photography exhibition, right? Now, in this exhibition, we call our chief guest. We make sure that we print our students' best works. We guide them. We tell them what kind of material you have to print with. And this exhibition is vastly appreciated. It is the largest students' exhibition in Hyderabad, where you guys come and where you guys actually just show off your work. People will appreciate you, your parents will see your hard work, your friends will see your hard work. You will get to experience how the printing world is done, how the exhibition has takes place. Now, if you want to reach out to us, to any Hamstech institute, or any for any kind of what you say courses, you can take the details: Facebook, Instagram, website, or contact details. Please reach out to us. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any doubts, any questions. If you need to clarify, if you need to visit our institute, please do. You're most welcome. You can explore our space. You can talk to our counselors. You can talk to our faculties, our alumni as well. We'll help. We are here to help you out. We are here to make sure that you as an artist grow as much as you can. I think that would be That would be end from my end. That would be end for this whole session. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to the information mentioned to you on the screen. Please note it down. I'll give you a moment. You can take a screenshot of it, or you can write it in your notebook. The number is 9121221789. I'll repeat, the phone number is 9121221789. www.hamstech.com. Reach out to us.